Hey-yo! Got him again. I love keeping
It gets different every time. I love it.
I like it. Why not? Welcome.
I think you do that like to keep me on my toes
I
at
do.
the beginning of the episode.
It makes it more fun for me.
Yeah, because I'm waiting.
If I do the same thing every time, you just look at me like, okay.
No, half the time I get this big, crap-eating grin on my face, like just here we go.
I'm going for it now.
Here we go again.
For it. So
now
welcome.
It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So welcome, guys, to another fun adventure with your friends, Shmoo and Matty.
What's happening?
This, of course, is the WBS
Podcast.
I had pubfish earlier. Brain. So this is your favorite WBS podcast, where we come to you live every Friday from different locations.
Live on location. We're just different.
Yeah. Like tonight, we're recording. Last week, we were at Maggie's house. This week, we're at Matty Van's house. So 2 firsts, back-to-back firsts. So exciting. So, of course, today is going to be...
It's part 2.
Part 2 of episode 6. Episode 6, of course.
We got into holiday traditions.
Yeah.
So we basically rolled through January through October.
Yeah, we went J1 to October.
We left the two big Mahomes,
yeah.
not to be confused with my man Patrick Mahomes, who
Don't even talk Chiefs right now. Man.
He's an outstanding football player. I gotta love the man. He's fun to watch.
Yes.
But
so
part 2, we left the two big boys out there. Christmas, of course, and Thanksgiving,
and
as to what traditions we have throughout our family, throughout our lifetime.
Yeah.
So,
and I think it's appropriate that with these being the two big holidays, the last two big holidays,
and we are smack dab in the middle of both of them.
We are, of course, going to tonight be collectively. We do have the lovely Miss Maggie here with us. She's going to be directing us and telling us when to shut up and how to do things, and she does a wonderful job. But all 3 of us here tonight are drinking the same beer. I think that's important to note. Because tonight we have a very, very, very special beer. So,
and I wish he was. I wish the guy that granted us this was here to at least tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah.
It was dropped off today, of course, by my lovely cousin, Mr. Justin Vath.
Yep. Good, and your cousin.
He's a very good friend of yours.
Yeah.
I consider him another brother. Lives in Atlanta. Not from around here. He's in town, of course.
He's from around here. He just doesn't live around here now.
He doesn't live around here. He's in town for personal reasons.
Yeah.
And he got a hold of me today, and he was like, hey, I have something to drop off for you. So he drops this off. And I was what is that? And, of course, Pete will tell you a little bit more about it. He's probably more in-depth than what I know.
So, and here's my thing, guys. So, believe it or not, I was a French major in college. But it's been a minute. So I'm gonna butcher this name. We will post when we're done recording this episode. Come Wednesday, we're gonna start a new thing. So, of course, our episodes release on Fridays at 10 a.m. YouTube,
Spotify, Buzzsprout, and iTunes.
We're gonna start on Wednesdays. We're gonna start when we record the beers that we drink. We introduce Matt to, and that I have whatever. We're going to do photos of those beers. So I may butcher this name, but we're going to have a great shot of this bottle. It's a beautiful bottle. It comes in a wonderful crate. We'll make sure to have a crate in the picture. But anyway, so this is actually what I would consider like monk beer. So this is brewed by French monks.
Right.
This is usually very limited quantities, and they do it to raise funds for their monastery. They don't bring it, but this is how they raise funds for monastery and various things they do. So this is the Chimay. I'm going to go with Chimay because it's French. Perez Trapistas. Again, it's been a minute. Grand Reserve.
And what year?
2018. So
brewed in 2018.
This is aged beer.
So
I would be fancy to be aged beer. So
yes,
you don't see a lot.
Stop it.
So I've had one of these before. Not this one, but I've had one of these before.
I've never.
So
I'm interested.
I'm gonna raise this glass to Maggie and to Matthew.
Miss Maggie.
And we're gonna go. Okay, we're gonna go all three, scale 1 to 10. First sip. Me, Matty, Maggie.
Before we go any farther, I want to that cheers right there was for all of you listeners out there that tune in every Friday morning at 10 a.m. That give us all those likes, subscribes, comments, whatever you do, however you are following, however you may be listening. We love you. We appreciate you. So thank you very much. This cheers is for you. Let's
amen to that.
down the hatch.
Mm. Oh,
That is nice.
I can just go home now. You guys finish.
You're not
it,
allowed
I'm,
to do that.
I'm going home. Oh,
But for that's a dark lager. I mean, I would kind of put it toward that. I'm not a dark lager fan. That is
it's wonderful.
I haven't
That's what
had
it
one
is.
for a long time.
Oh,
That
my
is
goodness,
absolutely
that
amazing.
is- I've had one of these monk brewed beers before, and it was very.
What's their secret?
I don't know, but it was very kind of like wine-esque. So much smoother, much more like a wine than a beer. This is very.
That's what
this is-
Justin told me.
Yeah, this has got some carbonation to it. This is definitely more.
You could tell when I popped the cork.
Yeah, very much.
I had a hold of it. That thing
Um,
came out. I mean, I was able to pull it out with my hand, but that thing was ready to go.
Yeah, I'm going to go with this. Here's the thing, guys. We're going 1 to 10, and then we're going to get into this episode. I'm a beer snob.
You are.
I'm pretty particular on my beers. This beer is all.
And Justin told me, he's like, this is a beer that you would sip.
No, I would drink.
But you could.
I would drink the pants off this beer. I would put this. There's only one beer that I've rated like a perfect score in my life, and this is a tie. I would give this a perfect 10. This is light, yet dark at the same time. It is very drinkable. It is very smooth. It's got a nice carbonation to it. Full bodied. This is like drinking if you take a perfect glass of wine and a perfect beer and put them together and drink it.
Do you want to know what this reminds me of?
I'm just done. I'm done.
This reminds
you're on
me-
your own for the episode. I'm just going to drink
This
it.
reminds me, every time I take a drink of it, it's like a coffee beer mixed with, like, the sacramental wine you would get at communion in church.
I'll give you a little bit.
It's the wine taste to it, the darkness of it to go with the coffee
That is
spot. I mean, maybe
just-
not coffee beer, but the darkness of the lager to go with kind of that sacramental wine, that that taste you get when you go up
That
for
is
communion.
delicious.
It is. I'm a
Okay.
fan.
Let's hear it.
I'll give it a perfect 10.
Perfect 10.
I would drink this.
Miss Maggie.
I would give it a perfect 10. It's nutty and sweet and delicious.
Nutty and sweet. I definitely agree with that.
Yes.
That's where I was trying to go. I was like, it's
It's sweeter than
Yeah.
most dark lagers. That's why I think it's
yeah,
more.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think it's more because I'm not a dark lager fan. I think that's more attuned to my taste buds. Is why
I
it's
like
a little
that.
sweeter than that.
thank you. Cheers to
Yeah, Justin.
Yeah.
Thank you. This
Brother,
is
I love you.
wonderful. Love it. Hope you
We
watch this
appreciate
episode.
you. Cheers to you.
So on that note, we're going to get into this. So we left off with talking about Thanksgiving.
Well, we left off talking about Halloween.
We did. I was thinking Halloween, and then Maggie whispered in my ear, and it was like I went to the next one. Just on like Maggie.
We're gonna go
whispers things,
into
and then I go to the
Thanksgiving.
next topic. So we finished talking about Halloween, trick or treating, and some of those fun traditions, which are great. And now we're into the heavy hitters. We're in the heavyweight class now. These are your big ones.
Well, we're in the Mike Tyson range.
Yeah, this is Mike Tyson range. So,
All right.
we're gonna go. We've got Thanksgiving and Christmas. So those are the big ones this time of year. So we want to make sure that we're covering those. I think they're a little more extensive in traditions and multiple day celebrations than some of the other holidays. So
Right. I think we
let's-
covered most of the major ones.
So and I think and Thanksgiving I think being the longest really. I mean when you think about it. So Thanksgiving was
I wouldn't call that the longest. I
would.
would call that the most, the biggest gathering that most people would have Like, I know Christmas is, but you have Christmas with different sides of the family. You can move around, especially when your kids get older, or as you get older and your kids move around or whatnot. Thanksgiving is the time when everybody comes around.
Are you still eating Thanksgiving leftovers?
I did today.
Yeah, so that's what I said. It's the longest. It's not like
I get that.
I ate Easter leftovers 2 weeks later.
Don't get me wrong.
I ate Christmas leftovers 2 weeks
No.
later.
I mean,
if
you're
I
gonna
eat
go
Thanksgiving, and the thing I like about it is you like, it's not like on that day you're not celebrating. It's not a celebration. It's like it's a chance for family to get together.
Oh.
And the cool thing is, you can wave your hand all you want, Matthew.
Okay.
But I think you get together that day.
All right, raise my hand.
And you can raise your hand too. I'm going to do my thing. So you get together that day and you spend that day together. You're thankful to be around family. But for me, it's almost like you have that day, whether you're, one family. For us, it's usually, 2 different ones. But then you move, week and a half forward, still eating the leftovers. And you still have those memories. Like, I remember having this at, mom and dad's house or wherever the leftovers came from.
Right.
I think that's the big part for me. It's just that ongoing, the memory, just fun.
Well, I love the leftovers. I mean, because trust me, I have the leftovers that come from everywhere. Like, I'm not a big turkey person. Ham comes from my father. Of course, this year it came from, Steve as he smoked it. Brought the ham over. My dad was literally sitting there waiting like, you people need to bring. My father's sitting there waiting like, usually that's the man that's pulling the turkey out of the oven or pulling the ham off the stove or wherever it's from, and he's slicing it up. Well, now he's waiting for my brother to bring the smoked turkey over because he smoked the turkey there, and Steve to bring the smoked ham over because Steve smoked the ham. But the ham and the turkey, I'm not a big ham. My mother makes stuffing. Of course, you have the pickles. I'm the big ham person. I love ham. I get ham. And I'm a big stuffing person. Ham and mashed potatoes. I could usually eat a plate of each. Like, that's just 2 plates. Put a plate on there, half a stuffing, half a mashed potatoes, and then we'll fill the rest up. You had when I
just gained 3 pounds listening to you say that.
When I had Thanksgiving, and I still have Thanksgiving with, of course, my ex-wife or her family, and this was never a big thing in my family. Of course, they have deviled eggs, and I'm a huge deviled egg fan. So, what is wrong with you? Deviled eggs are amazing. Oh, I love deviled eggs. And I'm a big egg person. I love eggs.
Have you ever had deep fried deviled eggs?
When we get to... No.
We'll circle back to that after this episode. I will teach you about deep fried deviled eggs.
I'm going to need to know about that as soon as this episode is done.
And I think really with Thanksgiving, I think that's the fun part.
But it's one of the reasons that I love deviled eggs. I'm an egg person. I love eggs, no matter how you cook them.
Yeah.
When you get into Christmas, I think that we'll go into that. Makes it even bigger.
I think with Thanksgiving, I think every other holiday has that central theme. Whether it's New Year's is we're celebrating the New Year. Or you go to St. Patty's Day. Hey, we're getting beered up. It's St. Patty's Day.
I'm usually asleep for both of those.
Well, yeah. But then you go to Halloween where it's like, we're trick or treating. There's that thing where with Thanksgiving and even Christmas, we're doing Christmas, we're doing presents, Santa. With Thanksgiving, it's like we're gonna get together and get fat.
Well, I think
that's very American of us. I mean, let's go get fat. It's all about the food. How many meals do you eat? If you went to one. You spent the day at Thanksgiving. So this is when I was young, before I was married. We did my folks' house for the day. How many meals did you eat?
I would eat 1. However, this is where I'm going to lead it. Like, my big thing is I will show up early and help with whatever. Yes. I'm snacking on whatever's there. Mm-hmm. Okay? And
same.
I get smacked. I get sent out of the kitchen. I'm still going to do it. I don't care. Olives, pickles, a bit of stuffing here, a bit of mashed potatoes there. She will. Mm-hmm. On camera for free. We get into, you have the meal. Of course, I load up. We all load up, and it's for the kids. And my biggest thing of Thanksgiving is my family is huge to me, so when it comes to Thanksgiving, that's what it's about. Sitting around the table, having fun with the family, talking about everything, reminiscing stories.
Yeah.
Tony and I reminisce about hunting stories every year, and we get to tell those stories, especially to new people like Steve, who's never heard those stories this year. We get to tell those to him, and we have fun with that. We get into, my biggest thing is, if we all have the same amount of time and we can sit down, we watch football. Of course, we go through that. We go through all the other things of Thanksgiving, where it's, if we're smoking meat, if we're eating meat, if we're
I nap.
that's the biggest thing. So after the big meal, guaranteed you that most of us men are somewhere on a comfy piece of furniture, just with our eyes closed, the hat brim pulled over the top of the eyes, and we're taking a nap.
And that's why I asked the question. Meals. So we'll do the same in our house. We'll sit down on the table. We'll have the meal, and then my mom spends a lot of time prepping. My sister helps typically. And then, but afterwards, it's kind of become a thing where I'll go in there. Like last year, Kathy helped me a little bit, and we do the dishes. So once I've eaten all this food, and then I go in and I'm doing all the dishes, like I need me a nap. So I take the nap, wake up from the nap. There's football on. I'm kind of like squinty eyed. I'm like, oh, I think I'm awake. I don't know. I'm still feeling pretty fat, but hey, is the food still out? Because I'll make
a snack, right?
I'll make another. No, I don't snack. I'll make another plate.
Well, see,
it's a much smaller plate. It's very much more portion.
See,
after that, there's almost like there's not a nap, but there's a rest. It's like I'm laying down, I'm like half napping, and then you get into the pies.
Oh, see, no, I forget about that second plate. I make my way directly into the dessert.
Oh, I do pies
because my mom's like, well, who all wants pumpkin pie? And my father and I and my brother were all like this. Excuse me, how many pies do you have? How many tubs of Cool Whip do you have?
Oh, that's the important.
We're going to cover. Like, she'll give me 2 pieces of pumpkin pie, and she's like, well, this tub of Cool Whip is half gone. Do you want this to take to work? And I'm like, that's not enough. Like, I'm gonna need more than that.
Yeah, you gotta. It's like you're painting.
I need pumpkin pie to go with my Cool Whip. I don't need Cool Whip to go with my pumpkin pie.
So when you do your pumpkin pie and your Cool Whip, do you like just fully cover?
It's covered.
See, I paint.
No, it's covered. It's covered.
I put a thin layer, but I put it on the. I mean, I wrap it around the back of the crust.
I don't do that.
Angle.
No, the crust is the crust is still showing.
I like pumpkin pie,
but I will pick that up and scoop it, and it's 2-3 inches high on top of that pumpkin pie.
And see, I used to be that way. Now I'm like, I like the spice of the pumpkin pie. I
love
the
it.
Flavor. So it's almost like the Cool Whip. Sometimes now like it takes away. So I've just kind of gone to a thin layer. Dude. I'm telling you, try the thin layer. It's like
I've done it. It doesn't taste the same.
It does not taste the same.
And I love pumpkin pie. That's my favorite pie.
My favorite's apple all day.
I love apple pie.
But Thanksgiving,
I love a lot. I love a lot of pie. However,
my mother asked me this year. Of course, weird year this year. She goes, "So do you want a pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving this year?" I'm like, "What kind of ridiculous questions?"
Yeah, really.
That's like asking me, "Do I want an apple pie for my birthday?" Ridiculous.
But I can't. My favorite pie of all time is my mother's homemade chicken pot pie. Like
That's,
you could.
Okay, let's not even. I mean,
she could be like this for Thanksgiving. Do you just want me to make you a chicken pot pie and be like, hell yeah?
I'm telling you, we did.
Like, go ahead. I'll let everybody else eat what the hell they eat. I'm gonna eat this.
Like we did. So on that, and then we're gonna transition here because we got to get to Christmas. But
these are Thanksgiving traditions that we've gone through. Now, I don't think we've kind of transitioned. It's like
I'm gonna transition to 2020.
Okay.
In that this year, my wife cooked a turkey the day before Thanksgiving. It was her day off. Wednesday was her day off. So she cooked like a 19-pound turkey. Sent me a picture of it.
Big ass.
At like 1:30 in the afternoon. I'm at work till 6 o'clock. She sends me a picture of her butter beer injected turkey. At 1:30 in the afternoon, I'm like,
I'm a fan of that.
I have to go. I have to be at work for like another 4.5 hours. What's wrong with you? So we had that turkey. The next day, because of COVID, we didn't travel anywhere. We just went to my folks. We had turkey. We had all the good stuff. We were sent home with leftovers.
Right.
My wife got really creative, but the big one was, and this is we're just finishing up now this week. She did a turkey pot pie casserole.
Oh.
So she did, I think, the last of the leftover turkey, white and dark meat together. We did a little bit of her green bean casserole, but like just some mixed veggies, the last of the gravy, the last of the taters, and then she did the grande biscuits on top.
Ooh.
Oh my god, so good!
I gotta come to your house.
It was so good,
That sounds amazing.
so good. You'll eat well. Now the next one.
That sounds to me like my mother's Christmas morning meal.
Now, yeah, and the best part about I think with Thanksgiving is the food kind of lasts a little bit,
It does.
like the leftovers, and then especially this year. But then
It doesn't last as long as it
about
should.
the time it runs out,
No,
like,
not even
especially this
close.
year, like it's run out of my house. I'm like, okay, we're only a couple weeks from Christmas, so I've only got a couple weeks of just eating normal food.
It doesn't
Like,
matter.
We're right back into it because Christmas
I don't care.
is probably the second. Actually, no, I would say Christmas is the third best food holiday.
Mine is Christmas.
Yours is Christmas.
I just want to show up at my mother's house
Okay.
Christmas morning. I've made it.
I'm gonna get to mine in a minute. I'm gonna let you go.
I've
You go.
made it. It's just never as good. She has a Christmas, a breakfast casserole that I literally want to show up, and I only eat like a couple pieces because I'm nice to everybody else that's going to show up and eat the piece. I could literally eat a pan myself. She has a little crock pot thing that has, of course, breakfast sausage in it, the little sausage links in it. Of course, she has bacon sitting around. She has bacon and sausage in the casserole dish. I'm like, I could literally sit here and eat breakfast all day. I don't care, whatever happens, all day. I'm just going to eat this all day long.
So let me ask you this. So,
I look forward to that from the day Thanksgiving ends until Christmas morning. That's what I look forward to.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask this. With Thanksgiving and Christmas, okay, those again big food holidays. Do you do your prep work? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like so, Thanksgiving, I make sure to eat a nice, good breakfast because I know when I get there, I want stomach ready to go. Christmas morning, for us, especially that I'm married, we got kids. It's okay. We're going to do the presents and stuff at our house, but we're going to go to my mother's house or my father's house. So, like, I want to make sure before we go over there, I eat a nice, good breakfast. My stomach is prepped,
No. I
ready
don't.
to go. You go cold turkey.
Yep. Well, I mean, I have literally a pot of coffee to myself.
But your breakfast is your parents' house.
A pot of coffee. Yeah. Yes. I mean,
But you
we're
know that
there
you
by
start eating.
we're there hopefully by 10:30, 11 o'clock. I mean, we're there early.
Oh, see, we're not there. Well, we're the same, but we do breakfast. Like, we do breakfast.
No, kids get up, and when my kids get up, they're like, whatever's happening in the kitchen. I don't care if I look like Country Kitchen in there. They ain't gonna pay attention to it. They're gonna pay attention to what's underneath that tree. So that's what we're getting to. So I'm like, all right, I got a pot of coffee. I've been up for an hour before I wake you people up, and before you even dream of getting up. You come on down. We do our thing. It's like, all right, we do that. It's like, all right, we got to kind of wrap through what we've seen, and we got to get dressed. We got to go over to Grammys because we got to spend, Christmas Day over at Grammys. And they're like, what are we doing at Grammys? I'm like, I don't care what the hell you people are doing. I'm eating. I'm starving. I want food.
I like it.
I already pretty much know what I'm getting for Christmas. I know what Santa brought me. I know what my parents brought me. I just want whatever's on the stove. I guarantee you by the time I get there, there is probably cold beer in the fridge. If not, there's cold beer in my truck that I'm putting in the fridge. So I'll be able to relax and enjoy my Christmas, watch my children have fun and enjoy their gifts and enjoy their time with their family while I have a giant plate of food and a beer in front of me.
So I'm gonna ask this. So I think as we kind of get into the meat of this episode, I'm gonna ask you two questions. I'm gonna let you go first, and then I will answer the same two questions. But I want you to go first. I want number one, your favorite memory of Christmas morning. Okay, I want you to think about this for a second. Your favorite memory of Christmas morning, and number two, your favorite memory of Christmas morning as a father.
Oh, so
I want you to go back to back. I want you to tell me yours, your personal.
Okay.
And then I want you to go immediately into your favorite as a father.
Do you want me to be honest?
100%.
Is I cannot remember.
No, that's a lie. I don't want you to be honest. I want you to be 150,000,000% honest.
I can't remember a Christmas morning, basically when I was a kid, without being a father. They've all gone.
Well, you figure it out.
Every Christmas morning, we, of course, did our same stuff. So we were either at the house or we would do our presents with my brother, my sister, my mother, my father, and then we would go to my grandparents' house. I mean, I think that would be pretty much basically every morning. Christmas morning was my favorite. As a father, I don't think I could have. I don't think I could have a better Christmas morning, one other than the other two, from the time, of course, that I met Andrea and knew Olivia, and our first Christmas together with Brady, and from every Christmas morning after that. To watch my children open up their presents on Christmas morning, to sit there, watch them enjoy what I enjoyed as a kid. Every Christmas is my favorite because of the smiles on their face, of the joy they're having. They might not understand Christmas as what it truly means because they're kids. This is what they know. This is what they believe. But they still, every time they open presents, rip presents open, the smiles on their face, the joy on their face is my favorite time of year. I don't care if it's birthdays, Christmas, but every Christmas with them, watching them do that is my favorite Christmas.
And I think that's where we differ a little bit. But I think at the same time I truly think that is my favorite attribute of you, like in general, is I don't want to say that I'm not a great father.
You are amazing.
But here's the thing: if there was a benchmark for I'm a dad and everything is as a dad I'm doing for my family, that's you all day, and I strive for that every day. So I applaud that. I heard that, and I think that's really cool. I wish I could say the same, that like my personal crap, my personal memories weren't as important because now my kids' memories are there. I think that's awesome. I'm almost teary-eyed for that. That was good.
I am. I
did not expect that. I expected some like childhood memory, but I didn't.
I'm probably sure I have. I mean, they're all muddled into one, and most memories, Brady's 14. Every memory I I remember.
He's old.
I remember.
And I'm the old guy.
I remember 4th of July parties at my grandmother's house, and I remember certain parts of being at the pool, being with the family. But for the most parts, my huge memories are muddled into my children. They've taken everything up in my memory.
Yeah, and I think you have that advantage is with having a 14-year-old, and of course my twins are only 6. So
right.
I'm still fairly new into it.
Right,
So,
and yeah.
Yeah.
See, I get reminded every time we get together with the family of different times or different things that have happened, and I'm like, and then it hits. It's like it's in a Rolodex back there, but it hasn't hit the front part yet. Nobody's called that card number up.
Okay. That's good.
So
I like it.
I got it in there.
Yeah.
But in my forefront of the memory, everything revolves around my children.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So, if I would have known you were going to go that route, I would have gone first. Well, I feel like a jerk, but that's okay.
No.
So that's okay.
Tell
because you've got me flustered. So my child, I'll just
that's
tell it.
Never ever happened. Ever.
I know it does not happen often. I'm just such in awe.
Not often. It doesn't happen ever.
I know. I'm just such.
I've
awe
never
of
left
that.
you at a loss for words.
Well, I'm gonna
ever.
cheers you. I'm gonna cheers you. I'm gonna go into it. I'm cheers.
I love you. I appreciate that.
So here it is.
That's one for the books. I'll write that down. December 7th, 2020.
That's right. So 2020, just getting you every time.
Getting you every time.
Get you. So my Christmas was 3 parts. growing up, it was always 3 parts. One part was in November, and then 2 on Christmas Day. The one in November was my dad's mom, my grandma Helen, from New York. Her and then my step grandfather, Harold. They went down to Texas for the winter, but they left in November. So we would do Christmas with them before they left.
Right.
So they would, and now my grandpa Harold, I mean, it was my step grandpa, but it was my grandpa Harold. He worked for John Deere for a long time. So they had some dollars. So it was like, they came into the house with like garbage sacks full of presents. It was like, oh my God, that's awesome. You know, it was great. So we would have that Christmas. And then what was cool, because we'd have that Christmas, which was usually either right before or right after Thanksgiving. So you had those kind of gifts or toys to carry you the month or 3 weeks to actual Christmas. So it was kind of different for us. So we had we got a Christmas. We had some stuff to play with. And about the time you got bored with those toys, bam, now it's actual Christmas.
Right.
But I remember, and I love that. To this day, I loved that part of our Christmas. I love having my grandma Helen, here now for Christmas. I'm not optimistic, but I'm hoping this year we can celebrate with her. If not, I'll go down to her nursing home and we'll celebrate through the window.
Right.
But I would remember Christmas morning, and of course a lot of times it was like I was sleeping on the couch, or I was sleeping on the floor in the living room because I wanted to be there.
Right.
And you'd wake up Christmas morning, and you'd see the gifts, and you would be excited.
I love it, man.
So my biggest thing was with my dad is like Christmas morning didn't really get started until he was awake. Like, I mean, I would be awake. My sister would be awake. Like, oh, all these presents. And then, like, my mom would get up and she'd start, roaming the house, getting stuff ready. But until Dad decided it was time to get up, you were not doing presents. And I am the same way. And partially because it just kind of depends. Some years and probably this year, I'm just one of those, I'm one of those, like, this year, it's like, I'm going to probably be super excited to get up with my kids. Because with the new house, my wife's a nut. We currently have 1, 2, 3, we have like 5 Christmas trees in the house.
Good God.
So, but the one that is the presents is downstairs. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to get to that. Matt, what do you got? You have an interview,
your
right?
father, as it transitioned into you, like when you said you nothing happened until your father woke up. Who
Correct.
passed out presents?
My mom.
Your mom did.
Oh, yeah.
So who passed out presents at your house? Like you and Kathy and the kid and the girls. Who passes out presents?
So 6 years, primarily Kathy.
Yeah, see.
And here's why. So I see where you're going.
No, I'll let you go. I'll let you go.
My dad was like the king of the castle.
Right.
All right, Dad was like, this was Dad. Like, this is Dad. I'm not quite as
sounds
much
like
of
Ronnie.
that, but like my
Sounds
dad
like
had his chair. He would get up, he would make his way to the living room, he would sit in his chair. And then when he was ready, he's like, here we go. And then Mom would do, the Christmas thing. At our house, it's kind of the same. I get up, I get moving, okay, here we go. And then, now the difference being is there was no way on God's green earth that my sister or myself were going into my parents' bedroom to say,
Oh no,
Dad, it's Christmas.
No.
That wouldn't happen.
Yeah, you didn't do that.
No. With my girls, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
They come in and wake me
There's
up.
no boundaries.
But I like that's
They're
what
throwing grenades in there. Hey, get up!
So,
Christmas
absolutely.
is here. Let's go.
I love it. So
Like,
and
it doesn't
I
matter.
go downstairs and I assume my spot. I plot down and I'm like, okay, let's do this. Because I don't want to make them wait because I know they're excited.
I know.
And ultimately, I'm excited to see what Kathy bought them. Because we know darn well I didn't buy it for them.
See, this is
Kathy
where
just says, "Give me the money." I'm like, okay. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do that.
This is where I want to get into an interesting story. So, for the longest time when I was growing up, my father worked 8-hour swing shifts. So when he had to go into work at 11 o'clock at night, we would come home every Christmas Eve. We spent at my grandmother's house, my grandfather's house on my dad's side, and every Christmas Day we spent at my grandmother and grandfather's house on my mom's side. So if he had to go into work at 11 o'clock, we made sure to be home, and Santa had come Christmas Eve night. So we didn't have to, or if he had to go to work I suppose if he had to go to work at 7 o'clock in the morning, they were there Christmas Eve night. So we could all enjoy each other. So we didn't have to wait until he came home at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
But he was always, as far as I know, if he wasn't the one, he was the one tossing out orders. You can give this person to this person. But that came to me as dad.
So you had
look, my kids are like, can I do it? Can I do it? I'm like this. Sit your asses down. I'll pass out the presents. Like,
Santa, so you like doing that?
I like it because I pass them out. Here we go. Here we go. I love it.
I'm more of I'm going to sit, like, I'm just going to flop, like, Kathy, do your thing. I'm going to just enjoy the opening.
Because I have to, like, you could have 3 or 4 presents, to one person, and they're like, just pass them out, and it's like, well, you can only open one. It's like this. I distribute them evenly. Like, okay, go ahead and open it. Go ahead and open it. Go ahead and open it. Okay, what are you doing? I got 4. I got 4 kids, and they're all looking at me, and they get done with one. Of course, it takes them about 4 seconds to rip through it and go, oh, look what I got. What else I got? And they're looking at me, and I'm like, I got 3 other people that are opening presents, so let's calm down a little bit.
Let me ask you this question, because I have to get back. I haven't finished my Christmas date.
I apologize. Go ahead.
But I want to ask. We're here. I want to ask this question: where did, in the grand scheme, whether it was your childhood or now, where did mom and dad's presents come in?
Last.
Like at the very, very end.
Last, always.
Okay.
They still do.
Let me ask you this question: where did Santa presents come in?
As a father or
any of, doesn't matter.
Well, kids in sin. I always let him know, especially the ones that still believe, because Brady's a little older. He's like, he just looks at me.
My question is like, do you do like your presents first and then the end?
No.
Do you kind of mix it in between?
I mix them.
Okay.
Because I always tell my kids, like, listen, Dad will afford to buy you 1 or 2 toys, but for the most part, you're getting clothes. What you need, what is my job to provide for you, whatever is on your Christmas list to provide for toys, that's from Santa. So this
is about to get interesting.
They get a giant list of toys. 1 or 2 of them are from me. The rest are from Santa. And then I will go out and buy them, whatever kind of clothes, whatever else. 1 or 2 of them for me. Just so they still believe. Now, when they get to the point of age where it's like, Brady looks at me with that raised eyebrow like The Rock, like, for real? Like, are we really doing this? And I'm like this. Okay, so you understand the older you get, the more expensive your stuff gets. So when you want something, understand that the quantity is going down. The quality is going up. Like, these kids still believe in it. Okay.
No.
Go ahead. The quality for him goes up.
So the older
quantity
kid is quality,
yes.
where the younger is quantity.
Yes.
So
of course,
I'm going to run here for a minute. So you've hit 2 points for me. I'm going to start with, I'm going to piggyback off that, and then I'm going to go back to my childhood. So me and Kathy, it's weird that you say that, because me and Kathy are the exact opposite. We are very much like mom and dad work, we provide. So the majority of our girls' gifts come from us.
I get that.
That's just how we do it.
Yeah,
because
that's fine.
There's one, not huge gift. It's never a huge gift from Santa.
Right.
Because, with us, it's like, there's kids that our girls go to school with, and people, they're around, that, if we went out and bought them an iPad.
Right, I get that.
That would be from me and Kathy. It would not be from Santa, because what would happen is our girls go back to school after Christmas break. What's Santa gets? Well, I got an iPad. Well, I got a package of socks. So we have very much. Apparently, my phone's on silent. We have very much kind of been into the mom and dad are the big gift givers, and they get that one really just kind of nice.
And I love,
gift
and don't get me
for
wrong,
Santa.
I love that approach because the reason that I love that approach is just as exactly as you said. Because when you go to a school as a 7-year-old or a 9-year-old, you compare gifts as what you got for Christmas, and I don't ever want my kid to feel like they're above anybody else or below anybody else. So it's like this: Santa may buy you the majority of the gift, the toys that you got, but what provides for you throughout the most of the year,
And I like that.
comes from your father, comes from your mother, comes from your father, comes from the people that have to work for your job. Now, does it mean Santa likes you even more because he didn't get this kid as much, didn't get that kid as much? It doesn't mean anything.
And I like that. I do like that because I've always looked at it. Of course, being a father, I'm going to get back to my child here in a second.
Actually,
before we wind this down. But as a father, I've always looked at it as a parent of kind of being fair. I like that where yours is like we're as the parents, we're going to get you the stuff you need, and Santa's going to get you the stuff you want.
Well,
so
I
like
do that
I like
to
that,
a
though.
certain point because it's like I don't want you to expect well, if you can get me this stuff now, you could get me this stuff all the time. It's like, no, that's not how this world works.
Yes.
So
yes.
I understand and I love the fact that you want stuff and you deserve stuff, but I want you to understand that not every and one of the things that I love about that is you have to understand that not every kid gets the same. There are kids that don't get as much as you. There are kids that don't get as that get more than you. I want you to be happy with what you receive, not
And
be
not
upset.
brag. And not brag
well,
about it.
not brag, but I want you to be happy with what you receive, not be unhappy with what you don't receive.
Yes.
So I want you to be happy with what
Absolutely.
you have. And I tell my kids
Absolutely.
this from, January 1st to December 31st. Be happy with what you have,
Yes.
not unhappy with what you don't have. Because there are kids that don't have anywhere close to what you have.
Mm-hmm.
So you may not have what you want.
Yeah.
Well, don't be spoiled because there are kids that don't have anything
yeah.
close to what you do have already that would give whatever they have to have what you have.
And we're pretty fortunate that we can provide for our children,
Right.
in a way that even in the small ways, because we're by no means wealthy. I mean, we live paycheck to paycheck.
We work our
we
asses off.
So
I love
we can't always give them everything in the world,
No.
but we like to give them the things that they need and the things they want to a degree. So I'm proud to say we do that. So
I think the biggest thing is when we work into that, it's we install a work ethic into these children that what you have
Yes.
is a product of what I am providing.
It is
like this is
truly a
what I
gift.
am doing to provide for you.
Yes.
I don't have to do these things for
Yes.
you.
absolutely.
When I provide you with a chore list to, hey, fill up the water bottles or cut the grass or do whatever, it's like this. And you look at me, and most kids do. I'm not putting anything on all those kids, and they look at me like this. Like, really? I'm like this. Hey, my chore list is, did you wake up happy? Did you wake up with a roof over your head? Did you have food to eat?
Oh.
Did you have clothes on your body? Then check,
do it.
check. I got you. Like, that's my chore list. That's what I'm capable of doing. That's every day for you being Christmas. There's other kids that would take that to be their entire Christmas. Be happy for what you have. Don't be ungrateful for what you don't have. And I think my children are very, very happy and very knowledgeable of that. And they get that. They don't ask for much. They do what they're supposed to.
And mine too.
Yeah, of course they do.
I wish my kids were old enough that I could say, go out and mow the lawn. Be great.
I say that now. He still doesn't go out and do it.
So we went serious there for a minute. So I'm gonna
It's
go back.
life lessons. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah. So-
these are holidays that teach life
But
lessons. These
listen.
are family oriented.
Listen.
I
Listen. You got your life lesson moments.
all right.
We're gonna go back. Go back to my childhood. We're gonna have a little fun. We're gonna wrap this up with a little fun. So we
Okay,
talked.
go
I
ahead.
talked about with my one grandparents. We did Thanksgiving. So Christmas morning, and again we got to this. My dad woke up, and it was, Dad came out to his chair, his spot. And that was, I mean, at 40 years old, same thing.
Yeah.
He's still in that spot. It's a different chair, but he's still in that spot.
Well, what would you expect? Anything else of Ronnie?
So we do Christmas the same
I love
way,
you,
but,
Ronnie.
You know, so we would do the presents. So Mom would give the presents out. And it would be a mixture of, you know, Mom and Dad presents and Santa presents. And again, I think that's where I get it from. I think the Santa presents were a little less than the Mom and Dad presents, which I think that's where I learned it from. And then you would, so on that day, so that was Christmas morning. So then shortly after that, it would be, okay, take the gifts you got. We would put them in laundry baskets. And there would usually be a Nintendo in there. And then we would go to my mom's, and we would go to do Christmas there. So we had the two, and then there was like a whole nother Christmas. And that's where the really the Christmas meal happened. But again, I think when you come down to it, I mean, whether it was, you know, your childhood or my childhood or where we're at now as fathers and parents and things like that, I think ultimately, with the holidays, it's a lot of the same as we go from what we had to what we are now, and we've learned from that and we've grown from that, and I think that's what makes it fun. I mean, it's as fun as it was when I was a kid and waking up Christmas morning and here's these presents and here's this. You know, as I've gotten older now, I'm at the point of like, okay, my kids are experiencing Christmas the same way or a similar way that I experienced Christmas. Because it was, for me, we did Christmas at the house, and then we went to Grandma and Grandpa's house. My kids, this Christmas will be Christmas morning at our house, and then we would do Christmas afternoon at Gigi and Papa's. So it's very similar. And I like that. Matt, what are your thoughts?
I want your one favorite thing from your Christmas with all your entire family, as right now, as a father, what you do. Like, not your favorite thing, like one thing that you can remember the most. Because I will make you laugh with mine.
Like my favorite Christmas memory?
No, right now. Like last year, this year, whatever you think, whatever happens in the last couple of years with your girls, because they're 6, what happens every year that is just, that's what you know.
Okay, so you're going. So where you were, so your story earlier about, you know, just tearing presents up and stuff like that, what's the next one? My girls are the complete opposite. Like, we wake up Christmas morning, there could be 20 presents under that tree. And we'll go to them and say, okay, here's gift 1 and 2. They will open gift 1 and 2. And they're going to go play with it.
No. Oh.
They could care less about 3 through 20. They're playing with, this is the gift they got? Cool. We're playing with this. It's no, girls, there's more. And they were the same way when they were 2. I mean, they've always been that. They're thankful for what they have.
Right.
That's what I love. We got this, cool, let's do this. They have not gotten into the, well, what's next?
But they're children. My favorite thing to do Christmas morning at my parents' house. All these kids have ripped through open all their presents. They range from 5 to whatever, now 6 to whatever age. They've ripped through everything. And now, my favorite thing is to sit here and wait for me to, Dad, can you open this? Yep, needs batteries. And then I say, Dad, you got batteries? And this man, I love him to death, is just cursing under his breath. Just, I got time for all this. I got to get batteries to do this. He's got to go get batteries to do this. But he's got to get batteries for every little single freaking toy that they got. And he will do it. He'll complain. But he'll do it because he loves his grandchildren more than life itself. Wow. So he's going to do it. But I'm like sitting there going like this. I'm waiting like, what are you people are going to make this guy snap?
I'll ask you this. Does your dad go out prior to Christmas morning and buy batteries?
No. Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
I'll say yes,
But,
he does.
But his favorite thing, my favorite thing, is he goes out and buys all grandchildren lottery tickets. And
We do that.
that's my next favorite thing, is because they all have to scratch their own lottery tickets. Mm-hmm. They have to write their names on them once they pick them out of the thing, but they have to scratch their own. And they have to have they got to have plates underneath where they're scratching it, so the scratching stuff doesn't get all over his tablecloth or his carpet or his coat. And it's like this. You got to have a plate. You better be scratching that on a plate. And I'm like this. Oh, God, I love it. I love it to death.
I guarantee it's not a paper plate.
No, it is a paper plate. You got to have a paper plate.
Oh, is it a paper plate? I was saying,
you got to have something he can throw away. You got to have something.
Mom was like, I ain't washing that dish.
No. Well, Dad's the one to wash the dishes now. They're both retired. He's the one to doing the dishes. And my mom's like, just stop it. Whatever you're doing. He's like this. Get a plate. You got to have a plate. Where you doing? You got to do that at the counter. I'm like this. Oh, my God, Lord. They're scratching lottery tickets. Could you just calm down? He's like this. Well, who's got what? Does anybody get something? Like, just go away. Just go in the bedroom. I got you. Okay?
I love it. I like that.
If something turns it, and I love it because it's hilarious. I know it's coming every year. As soon as I draw mine, and then because he draws them for his children and his grandchildren. So if I draw my two, I give it to my kids. Like, you go scratch it. I don't care. It's like a $1 or $2 lottery ticket. And he's like, who are they scratching? What are they scratching? Did somebody's name on this one? We got to have somebody's name on this one. There ain't no name on this one. Who's scratching this one? I'm like this. Oh, my God. Someone's going to make this dude snap here in a second. Like, what are we doing?
I'm going to take that
You got to calm down.
I'm going to take this
memory. I love it, though. It's the
funnest thing ever. I'm going to take this memory. So we're a couple weeks out when this episode airs here. We're a couple weeks out from Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
We will be recording the Monday before Christmas. I'm going to go out.
Yep. I'll be on days that day. Yeah.
And I'm going to spend $10 on lottery tickets.
I got you. Okay? I'll max it.
You will go out before that episode and spend $10 on lottery tickets.
I got you.
Miss Maggie will go out and spend $10. We will exchange lottery tickets. We will also, and we'll talk about this next episode. There will be a gift exchange.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm going to tell you. So our Christmas episode will be lottery tickets and a gift exchange. All right, guys. On that note,
there's a lot of empty beer cans on this.
Thank you
and
so
a
much.
Giant empty beer bottle.
I'm gonna start the end of this episode.
That is where this got to go. Yeah.
Number one, thank you to Justin Bath for this wonderful. We're going to go American with it. Grand Reserve.
I'm going to save that bottle. It is completely gone. I love it. It was delicious. I appreciate you, and we all appreciate you. All three of us.
So thank you. That was delicious.
That was amazing.
Yes, wonderful monk brewed beer from 2018. Now the good news is I have another beer that's aged at my house. We'll get into that later. So as we finish this episode, I will say this. Thank you guys for all of the support that you're giving us. It is truly appreciated. I want to thank our producer / manager, Maggie, for all of the support she gives to us. And I would like to thank, most importantly, my dude, Matty, for being a part of this journey. So, cheers to that. Cheers to that.
Well, I don't think you can go on with that without me thanking you.
No, you can cheers to that.
I can, but I can't go on without cheersing Miss Maggie and thanking her for everything that she does, because literally she condenses all this down to make the two of us morons sound like, well, two normal people. And I can't go through without thanking Peter. Like, Petey's one of my best friends, and it literally is my best friend. And I love you to death. I thank you very much for everything you do.
Did you say that way?
Yeah, fuck you.
Right.
I love you.
I'll cheers that all day. I love you too, brother.
So, we appreciate everything you do. Of course, I'm going to tell you to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, so you get that notification, even though I'm pretty sure all you know, we drop every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Buzzsprout, iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube. See? Where would I be without Maggie? We love you to death. We appreciate everything. We love all the support. We love all the comments. We love all the follows. Please continue to do so. Spread the word. We love you all to death. Have a wonderful Friday. Cheers out.